Alright everyone, we start off today with the death of a sausage magnate. Yes, this is not actually satirical, this is real. Over in India, Pavel Antov, he's a multi-millionaire investor and oligarch over in Russia. He fell to his death shortly after his friend died of a heart attack. Now, when people that are in their 60s, die, get cardiac arrest when you're leaning over the banister, then you just fall and you crack your skull or something. That's always possible. People are starting to notice that there have been an unusual number of untimely deaths of people that are linked to what's going on currently in Russia and Ukraine. And they're asking questions like, Putin has had people assassinated before. Zelensky's probably done the same, although he's not going to face as much scrutiny. Of course, if he knocks off a Russian oligarch who's not critical of Putin, nobody in the Western media is really going to be talking about it, because he's a saint. He's Jesus and shit like that. Definitely lots and lots of caffeine today. Didn't sleep so well. I had insomnia last night. I didn't get to bed early enough, and I couldn't stay asleep, partially because of the cats, but hopefully at least they'll do me a solid. They'll give me a reach around after fucking me in the ass, and they'll, at least be cute over here for the live stream. Anyway, I wanted to draw attention to something that's basically a doppelganger of what we're seeing with the Russian oligarchs. This story is weird. You go to India shortly after making a tweet, I believe, critical of Vladimir Putin, which the KGB, the Gestapo, forces you to erase and apologize for and blame it on a technical error. So Putin knows you're on the shit list, you're on the naughty list for Christmas, and then you just randomly fall from the third floor and you die. That's mysterious enough. Aren't there similar deaths happening in the Western world right now among the politically connected, especially those related to one important thing, cryptocurrency? How many crypto billionaires have died over the last year? Isn't it like 4 or 5? It seems to be a little bit disproportionate too. Now some people say, well, they're killing themselves. They made a fortune on crypto, but crypto is in a slump, and so, they're offing themselves because they're despondent. If you invested $1 million in Bitcoin when it was really young, you still have hundreds of millions of dollars in crypto now. The idea that someone who was briefly a multi-billionaire only being worth hundreds of millions of dollars causes them to kill themselves has seemed a little bit beyond the pale to me. I hate to go off into tinfoil hat land, but I think that there's another connection that we can make between these people. Maybe they don't have the right politics. When people suddenly die, they're in their 60s, supposedly suicide, falling from the third floor balcony, jumping off, totally. I would love to see the footage. Was this willful, or did he just careen over the side? People ask questions. They say that's rather mysterious. Maybe they got drugged by Putin's thugs. Maybe they were forced to jump off, at the barrel of a gun. Hey, maybe you'll make it. Maybe you'll make this fall and you'll only be crippled or something like that. We ask questions. We expect in a tin horn regime, such as that Putin runs, that there will be political assassinations. There will be people that are knocked off in order to keep everyone else calm and silent. You can go ahead and hate me all you want, says Vladimir Putin, but you better not say it in public, because I've got an image to portray. Why is it that we don't aim this same logic at Western countries? We know that political intrigue, assassinations, etc. do happen. We usually find out about it 20, 30 years later when things have calmed down. Look at Michael Hastings' death for a great example of something that was almost certainly politically calculated in nature. It's interesting. Engine block flies 100 yards through the air. The totally normal crash of a sports car that he just barely got gifted by unknown parties after contacting WikiLeaks lawyers while he was digging into the FBI director's life. Yeah, that one makes a whole lot of sense. I see crypto magnates dying under, in some cases, odd circumstances. I see actual journalists dying, or at the very least being imprisoned a la Julian Assange. Are we not doing the same thing? Could there be a political connection there? I claim that it objectively. I claim that the Western governments knock people off too. So when I see stories like this, it's regrettable because there's at least a decent chance that this was not actually suicide. There's a decent chance that this sausage magnate, who is still worth hundreds of millions of dollars, didn't just randomly kill himself because he was a little bit sad. His friend had a heart attack the other day and he decided to jump. That doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense at all. Yes, it's possible for a person who's fantastically wealthy to become depressed and kill themselves, but the odds of that happening, in the sphere of Russia at least, less than the odds of them being killed. I would say the same is true in some cases for people in the West. Look at McAfee. Yeah, McAfee, he just croaked. He killed himself in a jail. Of course he did. Yes, that makes total sense. Seems to be very common these days. I have a feeling that the old Cold War, like McCarthy-era intrigue with black vans and people searching through your garbage to see if you're loyal and shit like that is really back in vogue. It's just that now everything's been digitized, so it's easier for them to cover their tracks. They don't need to hover the black van. It's like the gang stalking people. They don't need to send people to flag you down in real life. They do it digitally. You carry your phone everywhere with you. They just listen in through that. If there was ever a mark of the beast system that I could believe in, a la the apocalyptic Christians in the world, it's your smartphone. It's not RFID chips. It's not needle-borne implants or anything like that. You literally carry a spying device around with you 24/7, some of you. I leave mine on the desk as often as possible because I'm a boomer when it comes to smartphone technology. Budanov, that was his friend, had a pre-existing heart condition. He died a couple of days earlier. So the idea of this is that the dude, it's Christmas, his friend dies a few days before, he's really sad, and he just jumps off the 3rd floor of his hotel. I would think you'd want to go to the roof if you were going to kill yourself, but apparently this is plausible according to Russian state media. According to Russian state news agency TASS, Antov, who is a businessman and member of a regional parliament in the Vladimir region of Western Russia, had celebrated his 65th birthday on December 22nd, so he should be in good spirits. Maybe he was hungover. That's the reason he killed himself. He's like, Jesus Christ, I can't even drink enough vodka anymore to top me off. Fuck this shit. I'm just going to reincarnate. In 2018, Antov topped the Forbes ranking of the 100 richest civil servants in Russia. His income in 2018 amounted to 9.97 billion rubles. That's a lot of money, even if the ruble is desperately devalued. He was a member of the Russian Parliament's United Russia Party, which was formerly headed by Vladimir Putin and still staunchly supportive of the Russian president. Oh, it's WhatsApp. Antonov pledged his support for Putin last June when he was forced to deny having posted an anti-war message on WhatsApp. He blamed an unfortunate misunderstanding and a technical error and said the status had been deleted again. Doppelganger time. It's perfectly plausible that we would look into this with a cocked eyebrow and say something fishy may have gone on because the dude, not that long ago, apparently ran afoul of the Gestapo in Russia and then died under what we can conceive of as odd circumstances. Why do we not aim the same criticism when there's a similar case that happens in the West? Again, Michael Hastings, numerous crypto individuals, McAfee. I don't even like McAfee. I never liked his personality. He's sort of like a Hugh Hefner sort, but, he supposedly managed to kill himself. Yeah. This happens all the time. It's mysterious as to why people don't look more into those cases as well. If it's in Russia, yeah, of course, it was political assassination comradesky. In the West, no, don't look into it too far. Don't look into the Twitter files either, or the burgeoning Google files, by the way. That's about all. Peace out.